Yet another Darius Smith back to Detroit suggestion.
You are Locked On Lions, your daily Detroit Lions podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
All right, here we go, everybody. It's another edition of Locked On Lions, a Thursday edition on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day on a Thursday, May 8th and a Friday, May 9th. Matt Derry with you. Thanks for making us your first listen. Thank you for checking us out wherever you get your podcasts. Shout out to our everydayers that are out there that watch and listen to the podcast daily. We appreciate all of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for checking us out. I got to give a quick shout out, by the way. Yes, I still do check my Twitter or X or whatever. And some of you are out there, everyday listeners that hit us up. That includes Joel Blocker, who hit me up today and asked, he's been a listener for a while now, was just curious, and he might have missed it, but where did Dorian Mausi get drafted? He was your former student, and I enjoyed the interview you had with him back in April. Appreciate the show. Joel from Fort Collins, Colorado. Joel, Dorian has signed a free agent deal with the Minnesota Vikings, so he's going to get an opportunity to go in as an undrafted free agent and play for Minnesota. So good luck to Dorian Mausi, the pride of U of D Jesuit High School. Duke and Auburn, yes, signed with the Vikings as a UDFA. Everydayers, thank you. People that are on our YouTube page, thank you as well. Of course, check us out daily here on Locked On Lions. If you missed yesterday's program, we did bring back Detroit's second most hated sports figure, Peter Bukowski. Jalen Brunson's number one now for the Knicks. But Peter Bukowski, host of Locked On Packers, joined us a little bit yesterday to talk about Green Bay and everything else going on with the Packers. Got to get into some free agency talk today. Yes, there are still some guys out there. Could they be fits for the Lions? And could Darius Smith be coming back? We'll get into that. Another free agent hit the market today as the Carolina Panthers have released Jadaveon Clowney. I will tell you why I am saying no to the Lions picking up Clowney. Also, Lions identity. Something took place yesterday in Baltimore that the Lions would not do. And I will explain that coming up momentarily. And yes, the countdown is on. We're less than a week away from the NFL schedule being released. But let's start with this. And I first saw this on Lions on SI with John Macaroon. He posted the story. Jeffrey Chadia, NFL.com, longtime NFL writer, does a list of the best remaining notable free agents in the NFL that have not signed with any team yet. And he did not include Aaron Rodgers or Amari Cooper. But he did include, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 names. So top 10, really, he mentioned Aaron Rodgers. He believes he's still going to end up in Pittsburgh. And Amari Cooper, the wide receiver, is also out there. But after that, you've got Asante Samuel Jr., the cornerback, who still has not been signed yet. Of course, after playing 4 seasons with the Chargers, could he be somebody that the Lions would be interested in? Not so sure. The big knock on him the last couple of years is lack of tackling ability and toughness, and he's constantly injured, but he's only 25. J.K. Dobbins, the running back and former Charger, still on the market. Countless knee injuries and issues. Could he be somebody that would interest the Chicago Bears? Would he be somebody that the Lions would be interested in? The answer there is no. Now, don't forget, Nick Chubb is also available, and the Bears have been talking to him. Number 3 on the list, Darius Smith, 32-year-old edge rusher and former Detroit Lion. Chadia suggests that he would end up back in Detroit, generating 40 pressures in his 9 games with the Lions and a pass rush win rate of 21.5%, which would have been third on the team last year, or was third on the team last year, after Aiden Hutchinson and Marcus Davenport. He's 32 years old, but as we have talked about, Darius Smith, if he's willing to accept a smaller deal, I say bring him back. Hopefully that the Lions do bring him back. By the way, we're sponsored today by Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first ticket purchase. This is a no-brainer to me. Darius Smith coming back. I have no issue with it. No beef at all. But it's got to be on Z Smith's terms. He's going to want more money than I think the Lions are offering, at least right now. But again, I see a picture here that's painted of Darius Smith coming in here September 1st. A one-year deal, incentive-laden, $2-3 million base, and a bunch of incentives. He would have made $11 million this year. He'd have to suck it up. But he's also not going to go to training camp or OTAs or mini camps. That's not happening. Also on the list, Justin Simmons, the former Pro Bowl safety with the Broncos. But he's 31 years of age. Do I see the Lions signing Justin Simmons? I think Justin Simmons is going to sign somewhere where he's going to be a starter, not a third guy. And that's what the Lions are, of course, looking for. Stephon Gilmore is still around at 34 years of age. Of course, the Lions once had his younger brother, Stephen Gilmore, on the team. He'll be 35 in September. And, last year played for Minnesota and actually was decent, but he was on a $10 million one-year deal. You could always use corners. Could I see a scenario where Stephon Gilmore is signed by the Lions? Yes, if there was some sort of injury in mini camp or training camp or something like that. And Keenan Allen is still available, the veteran wide receiver, 33 years of age, last year with the Bears. Don't see a scenario where he would be coming to Detroit. Julian Blackmon, I like Julian Blackmon, but had his struggles last year in that Colts secondary. I'm surprised that we sit here on May 8th, and Julian Blackmon at age 27 is still unsigned. Played last year with a torn rotator cuff. 62 games, started in 5 years for the Colts, and he's 27 years of age. I could see Julian Blackmon. He's going to probably want a multi-year deal. But if the Lions were looking for another veteran safety to be the third guy, if he's willing to accept it, that would not be a bad signing at all. And cornerback Mike Hilton, still available, the former Cincinnati Bengal, 31 years of age, always solid. Always a guy that mostly plays inside. Former teammate of DJ Reader's in Cincinnati. Still available at age 31. I wouldn't rule out Mike Hilton in Detroit either. But team like Tennessee that needs starting corners probably would go before Detroit. But the big one is Darius Smith. He has come up on everybody's list. Anybody that talks about remaining free agents. And everybody thinks he's coming back to Detroit. So that is definitely a possibility. And something that I think could eventually happen. But again, I don't see a scenario where anybody's rushing to make this happen anytime soon, because the Lions want to take a look at all the edge rushers that they have, the guys they have healthy right now, the young kid they drafted in the 6th round, Hassanin, and all of that. And Darius Smith is not going to want to go to camp and go through a training camp at 32 years of age or play in the preseason. This would be something that I think would pop up late August, September 1. And I definitely see a scenario where that's taking place. Would he have to take a big pay cut? Yes, but no teams have signed him as of yet. He was good last year when the Lions picked him up. A little bit underwhelming for me. I would have liked to have seen more from Darius Smith, but as we've talked about, he's been hanging around Detroit. His girlfriend is the local Detroit rapper Cash Doll. So we'll have to wait and see on that. One player that did not make that free agency list, but became a free agent today, Jadaveon Clowney, is available. Should the Lions go after him? We will tell you about that coming up next right here on Locked On Lions. Man, there's nothing like going to an NBA playoff game in person. I got my son for his birthday tickets for tomorrow night. Indiana Pacers, Cleveland Cavaliers, Game 3 at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, with the Pacers looking to go up 3-0. I got the tickets on Gametime. There's nothing like the atmosphere of an NBA playoff game. Every bucket, every defensive stop, every moment feels huge. It's electric in the arena. And with Gametime, you can be a part of it without the stress of last-minute ticket hunting. Gametime makes it fast and easy to get playoff tickets, even when demand is sky high. Can you believe what the Knicks are doing right now? What is going on here? Prices on the app actually go down as tip-off gets closer, and their last-minute deals can save you up to 60%. All right. Gametime is great because I got that all-in pricing, meaning no surprise fees at checkout. What you see is what you pay. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code LOCKEDON NFL for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. It is a Thursday edition, everybody, of the Locked On Lions right here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thanks to all of you that check out our show daily. We call you our everydayers. We thank all of you that are out there checking us out. We got to wish a happy birthday, happy 40th birthday to Brandon Litke. Yes, the brother of the EP, Nate. Brandon, happy B-Day, brother. Love Brandon and Rainey and the kids. Those are like my nephews and nieces, man. I love those kids. We take an Lions game every year over at the crazy Litke house there in the beautiful Rochester complex. So happy birthday, B. Love your brother, 40 years of age. Okay. Saw this today. I'm not saying this is big news. I'm not saying this is breaking news, but the Carolina Panthers today have released veteran edge rusher Jadaveon Clowney, 32 years of age this past season for Carolina, led the team in sacks with 5.5. Clowney, of course, is best known for pretty much decapitating. Which Michigan running back was that in the bowl game many years ago? The dude was absolutely special at South Carolina, was insanely good. And God, whose head did he take? Vincent Smith, yes. He literally knocked his helmet off. Clowney was a stud in college, absolute beast, one of the best college players I think I've ever seen, and was the first pick in the 2014 NFL draft by the Houston Texans. His career has never been what everybody expected it to be, right? He was a second-team All-Pro in 2016. He was a Pro Bowler from 16 to 18 with Houston. But then after that, he went to Seattle, 1 year out. Tennessee, 1 year out. Browns, 2 years. Then to the Ravens in 23, the Panthers in 24. He has played for 6 teams. I am not saying that at age 32, I want the Lions to be his 7th team. This is not the kind of player that the Lions go after. Now, can Clowney sometimes move inside? Does he have kind of the body that Brad Holmes likes? Yes, but there have been issues about the locker room with him. There's a reason why teams don't bring him back. He led the Panthers in sacks. It's the Carolina Panthers. They're pathetic. They're terrible. Why are they dumping him after 1 year? What do they know? Why is it that he was released today? Now, he signed a 2-year, $20 million contract with Carolina before last season. Again, 5.5 sacks, 46 tackles, 4 passes defended. Highest sack year he ever had was with Houston when he had 9.5. And then in 23, Baltimore 9.5. Ended up signing, like I said, a 2-year, $20 million deal after the Baltimore season. But the Ravens let him walk. It's a really good organization. We'll talk about the Ravens in a second. Houston let him walk. Seattle let him walk. I'm questioning whether the Detroit Lions would go anywhere near a 32-year-old guy that at times we've heard, and it's been reported, is not great for the locker room. So while the Lions are looking for edge rushers, while the Lions always want to improve and are always looking for good football players, and Jadaveon Clowney is fine, I do not see a scenario where the Lions are going to do something like that. There's a reason he's been on 6 teams, and it's been, what did I just say here? It's been 5 teams now in 6 years. Seattle for a year, Tennessee for a year, Browns for 2. Ravens for 1, Panthers for 1. 5 teams in 6 years, I'll pass. The pride of Rock Hill, South Carolina, Jadaveon Clowney. I'm saying no. Type of player that the Lions could use? Yes. Type of guy they could use? No. So I'm going to say no to that. Meantime, did anybody see what took place yesterday in Baltimore? Pro Bowl kicker, all-pro kicker, and a guy that, quite honestly, before all this stuff off the field happened, Justin Tucker, cut yesterday by the Baltimore Ravens. 35 years of age. Justin Tucker has been a 5-time first-team All-Pro as a kicker, 3-time second-team All-Pro, 7-time Pro Bowl kicker. All right? Guy's been absolutely money. But sexual misconduct allegations have come out against Justin Tucker. Multiple massage therapists accusing Tucker of inappropriate sexual behavior from 2012 to 2016. The first report came out with 6. Then another 10 massage therapists came forward with accusations against Tucker after the Baltimore Banner published their first story, including one woman who alleged that Tucker had stroked her inner thigh during a massage, and there were some other sexual things that took place via Tucker. Tucker in February denied allegations and then said he was apologizing to anyone that he worked with that felt that Tucker did not treat them professionally or as a person. Yesterday, the Baltimore Ravens announced, after drafting a kicker, by the way, that Justin Tucker was released for football reasons. Now listen, Justin Tucker this past season went from where he's usually around 86, 87, 89% field goal percentage down to 73. He missed 8 field goals last year, which is unlike him, and 2 extra points. Justin Tucker did not have a good year last year. Maybe something was going on with him in his head. Maybe he knew these allegations were coming out. It was a story that was printed in January. Regardless, here's where the Baltimore Ravens just got Mike Green in the draft, and Mike Green was alleged to have been involved in some sexual improprieties, both in high school and college. The Ravens said, who cares? We're drafting him at 59. Everybody passed on him, including the Lions. And this was the best sack man in college football last year. The Ravens had every opportunity here to come forward and say, you know what? We're releasing Justin Tucker. It's a bevy of reasons, including we are uncomfortable with what is being alleged, and we're just going to move on. Instead, they made it a point to say, no. We're releasing him for football reasons. Football reasons. No, you're not. This guy's a 7-time All-Pro. I think it's gross. This would have been, to me, an opportunity for the Ravens to stick up maybe for all of these women that have alleged this. He's saying he's denying it, but the report's the report. The NFL is investigating. And while they have to be careful with what they say, calling it for football reasons is BS. And I don't think a team like the Lions, the way the Lions have handled things off the field and how they have had their identity, which has been toughness, but it's also been a good locker room, and anybody that has done anything very mischievous, the Lions have addressed it. Jameson Williams is the one guy that I think the Lions understand is immature at times, but he's very young, has made some mistakes, and they've stuck with him, even though they've publicly, including Dan Campbell, reprimanded him. This is a 35-year-old guy that knows better. And for Baltimore to call it, oh yeah, we're cutting him for football reasons, is a joke. The Lions wouldn't do that. I think the Lions would say, you know what? We're moving on. It's a bevy of reasons. It's a lot of things. We don't want to have that as a distraction. For Baltimore to tell us that it's football reasons is ridiculous. This has been the best kicker in their history. right? Even going back to probably when they were the Cleveland Browns. Oh no, football. Oh no, come on, Ravens. Jeez, I think that makes them look bad. I really do. And I'm proud to host this show, Locked On Lions, where this organization seems to be doing it right on the field and off the field when it comes to their identity, how they handle situations. And Baltimore just seems like a place where it's a sideshow at times. Are they a very good organization? Do they win every year? They do. They do. But that's a stain on the organization, I think, for calling it football reasons only. I think that's ridiculous. All right, coming up next, the countdown is on, folks, to next Wednesday. I'm so excited. I have a quick story to tell about that, and we'll come right back. And Locked On Lions today brought to you by Upwork. Scaling your business requires the right expertise at the right time. With Upwork, you can find specialized freelancers in marketing, development, design, and more, experts ready to help you take your business to the next level. Upwork gives businesses flexibility by connecting them with top freelance talent across multiple industries, including IT, AI, web development, and marketing. Whether you need extra hands for a project or a long-term partner, Upwork makes hiring simple and affordable. All right. You want to find the right talent? If you need help with a marketing campaign, Upwork can connect you with a freelance expert who delivered incredible results. They've got fast and easy hiring. They got cost-effective growth. All right. Instead of hiring full-time, Upwork helps find affordable, top-tier freelancers to scale your business efficiently. Visit Upwork.com right now and post your job for free. That's UPWORK.com. Upwork.com to connect with top talent and grow your business today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is coming up. We are less than a week away. Next Wednesday evening, we will have an evening Locked On Lions broadcast because on March 14th, Wednesday night, the NFL is releasing next year's schedule. And I cannot wait. I am very, very excited. I was at an event tonight for one of our companies, Q5 Experience, where we work with business owners on the exit plan of their business. And one of the guys that was there, my buddy Todd Moylanen, he loves his Lions. His girlfriend, Katie, she's from Cleveland. She's like, hey, aren't the Browns coming to Detroit to play the Lions this year? We got to go to that game. People are already excited and looking ahead to next year. And yes, the Browns are coming to Ford Field, as are the Bears, Packers, Vikings, Cowboys, Giants, Steelers, and Buccaneers. All right. Road games, of course, we've talked about it. The three in the division: at Washington, at Philadelphia, at Cincinnati, at Baltimore, at Kansas City, and in LA to play the Rams. The Lions are going to be playing 7 outdoor road games this year. All right. Well, next week, I just have this feeling, and I don't know about you guys, and I have no insight on this at all. I just have this feeling that the Lions are going to be opening up the season at Philly on opening night. The Thursday night game, I just think that's what the league is going to pick. Philly, of course, will be at home. They'll be raising their championship banner and everything else. And I think Eagles, Lions could be a thriller and could be a great, great choice for the league to open the season with. Of course, it was 2 years ago. The Lions opened up the season in Kansas City against the Chiefs and went in there and mollywopped Kansas City. Lions, Eagles, I just have a feeling it's going to happen. I really, really do. But I mentioned this the other day. The more I look at this road schedule, I mean, the three games in the division will not be easy. We know that. But having to play the NFC East, which right now, the two bottom feeders in the NFC East are going to be home games. You have to go to Philly and you have to go to Washington. And we know what happened the last time the Lions played the Commanders. By the way, the Washington Commanders, of course, used to be the Washington football team. Did you guys see this Utah hockey club is now going to be called the Utah Mammoth? Check out the video on social media that the Utah Hockey Club or Utah Mammoth put out about their name announcement. It is phenomenal. It's really cool. Bengals are not going to be easy on the road. Ravens, we just talked about. Always good at home. The last time the Lions went to Baltimore, they got curb stomped. at the Chiefs, and then another game with Matt Stafford, Kelly, Hank Winchester, and the Los Angeles Rams out there. And then the home schedule, look, anytime Dallas comes to town, it's always intriguing for sure. Giants, who knows what they're going to be. Browns are a mess. That could be Shedeur Sanders coming to Ford Field. I heard a great joke today. It took them 2 days to find a new pope. It took them 3 days to draft Shedeur Sanders. But and then, of course, the Steelers, which is always fun when they come to town because they always travel well. I was at the Super Bowl years ago at Ford Field when it was literally Pittsburgh North or Midwest, West, Pittsburgh West. And then Tampa Bay, Buccaneers have given the Lions fits the last couple of years, including last year when they beat the Lions at Ford Field. But I'm just excited to see what this schedule looks like there. The Lions will be playing very, very few 1 o'clock games. Very, very few. But I'm looking forward to next Wednesday when all of this gets announced and we can figure out what the schedule looks like and go from there. I still think, like I said, I still think Lions Eagles is going to be the opening game. And I think Lions Chiefs is definitely going to be either Sunday night or Monday night. No question about it. Lions Chiefs is going to be a night game. All right, that'll do it for us on this Thursday edition of a Locked On Lions. Thanks, everybody, for making us your first listen. And again, checking us out wherever you get your podcasts. If you missed Monday's show, go back. Trevor Sikkema was awesome from Pro Football Focus, talking about the draft and everything else. And, man, everybody continues to want to talk about Isaac TeSlaa, the Lions' third-round pick. Articles after articles about this guy and how the whole draft from this year is going to hinge on TeSlaa. But look, last year's draft is still to be determined based on all the injuries. Watch for Ennis Rakestraw this year. If he can come on and play well, that'll change some people's minds about the 2024 draft. All right, folks. Hope everybody's having a great Thursday. That is it for us. We're back again tomorrow with another episode of Locked On Lions. And by the way, disband the Colorado Rockies, please.